Up for review today is Bachmann's Class 370 Diesel, number 37025, and it's in BR Blue large logo livery, and it's named Inverness TMD. Now this was produced a few years ago now by Bachmann exclusively for Rails of Sheffield, and they were limited to 512 in the initial run. This model comes in the pristine finish, and I've picked it up a few weeks ago now on eBay. It was a kind of impulse buy, but I've been kind of looking for this particular item for a few months, and they're very, very rare, so when they come up they tend to go for a premium, as this thing did. I'm going to take you through a wee bit of history about the actual loco, and then we'll move on to looking at the Bachmann model, and I've also got another addition that I would like to show you in connection with this model, so let's get started. Okay, this particular loco was built in 1961 at the Vulcan Foundry, and it's actually preserved by the Scottish 37 Group, and until very recently was housed at Bo'ness in Scotland. It was returned to mainline traffic in January 2016 with coalless rail, so you can actually see it on the network right now. It was named Inverness TMD in March 1994, and it was carried this livery until withdrawn in 1999. It's one of the original batch of 37s, and it's a split head code, which means it's got the two head code boxes here, now dominoed. And originally it had an adjoining door here, so allowed maybe double heading the drivers to pass between one loco and the other, or between coaching stock. But these were never used, so they were plated over at refits and overhauls. The loco itself also had a unique feature, in that when it was painted in this livery and named Inverness TMD, they got the arrow, the BR arrow, incorrect. As you can see, it goes off the bottom here. It's too big. If you look at other locos, or indeed the Inverness TMD that's on the main line today, the arrow is significantly smaller than this particular one. So it was good that actually Bachmann managed to pick this out. Okay, another feature from the 37 zeros and maybe 37 fours is this black surround here, which I'll go into more detail when I talk about the model. Okay, the black surround around the windows. This Bachmann model is an 8-pin version of the Class 37. It has the head and tail lights and cab lights. Unfortunately the cab lights don't want to work on this particular one. I might have a look at it later, but to be honest with you, it's not a big deal for me because I never really use the cab lights anyway. Okay, if I turn around a little bit there. It has the nose aerial, okay, so that kind of dates it into a certain period. And I've fitted the snow ploughs and part of a kind of jumper cable, and I've had to cut it off here because it fouls the snow ploughs, as does any other part of the buffer beam detail. So you either have the buffer beam detail on or the snow ploughs. You can't really have all unless it's a stationary display model and you can fit everything you like. But obviously I'm using it on my layout, so I need to watch it that can navigate around the curves. There are frost grills provided in the detail pack to fit on the grills, but I've not bothered fitting them. Okay, I've just left it as they are. There is no etched plates in the pack either, so but again, I don't really tend to fit the etched plates. I see a lot of people fitting etched plates and they made an absolute mess of them with glue. And what I would tend to advise is using double-sided sticky tape, but you see a lot of models that are spoiled by people putting on the etched plates squint or smudging glue. It really is, oh, it really upsets me to see that on a good model. The loco itself is well made. It runs like a dream. It's very quiet. I know some Bachmann 37s can be, you know, like a bag of spanners running, but this one is particularly quiet and well built. The application of the livery is superb. The blue is just right. The fine cantrell stripe, orange cantrell stripe there is very sharp along but the roof line. You can hardly see actually, it's so fine. The Highland Stag motif is picked out very accurately, and it's crisp finish. You can even read the Highland rail there. Round the front end, the front nose of the 37s on the Bachmann, you can see the join there. Obviously if there's a 37.4 or 37.0 they can keep the same body moulding, but they just change the nose moulding. There's a slight join gap there. I wouldn't, you know, criticise them for that too much. Where they tend to fit the dominoes, I've got this on the my other 37.0, is they've obviously taken them off a sprue and there's a wee kind of missing bit of paint there. It could be touched up, but it's not really an issue. These have metal grab rails there, which is quite a nice touch, and it comes with a high beam light there in the centre. Okay. On recent Bachmann 37s, namely Mary Queen of Scots, they've really made a mess of the black headlining around the windows, with, you know, a lot of overspray and poorly applied join between the yellow and the black. On this particular model, they've got it bang on for the prototype. They've taken the black right to the roofline with the silver, so there's no yellow stripe in here. There is a wee bit of tiny overspray kind of where the yellow meets the black here, but that's not really bad with your comparison with a new Bachmann one, which is an absolute mess in some cases. I've seen really bad application of the black there, but this one is particularly good. Bearing in mind it was produced 8 years ago, and they're, you know, producing stuff now that is of a lower quality, in my opinion, in some cases. This one doesn't have cab opening doors. I've got one 37 where it has cab opening doors. It's a Lass of Ballochmyle, but every other 37 I've got does not have opening cab doors, which isn't a big deal because, you know, it's a gimmick. You don't tend to have them open or shut because they're on a spring. This one's got a roof fan picked out in red. Doesn't operate, but again, that's a gimmick. Doesn't, you know, need to operate. The Hornby locos were the only ones that kind of had operating fans. The exhaust ports there, and down to the number 2 end, which has got the tension lock coupling. So overall, a cracking model. Very rare now on the second-hand market, obviously because of its limited run and popularity, and being back in mainline traffic, it's kind of pushed the popularity up even more again. So they really are hard to get a hold of, and I did pay a bit of a premium for this, but you know, it's one for the collection. In addition to the Bachmann model, I've got this 37025 coloured print. While I was searching for the Bachmann model on Google, a link came up to Mark George Photography, and I clicked on it and went into this particular print. And this print here is an 18 by 12 inch print. He does many various sizes. The 18 by 12 was £24.99, and I think it goes up to 36 by 24 inches, which is huge. And you can get them in matte prints, which is what this is, gloss print, and you also get them in canvas, which is quite impressive. So he's got this loco along with lots of other modern day, you know, locomotives, and he's got some HSTs as well, and Pendolinos and whatnot, and they've all kind of got this motion background where they're kind of blurred out. This, by the looks of this, is at Dawlish on the coast there. So, you know, I thought, oh, that's quite an interesting print. So I ordered one, and it came in rapid delivery, and I've been waiting for it to come back from the picture framers, which it has. The frame costs more than the actual print, however. It's a stunning picture. If you go on his website, I'll put the link at the bottom there. It's Mark George Photography, and have a look at his locomotive prints. He's also got some stunning landscapes actually. We ended up buying another one from him there as well. And cracking chap, great communication. Couldn't do enough for us, but you know, I'm definitely going to be looking at some more of his locomotive prints because this is stunning. The quality it comes in, you know, the quality of the image is really spot on. I'll move the camera back just now so you can see it. But I'd say I would check out his website if you're interested in any. He's got 68s, he's got HSTs, he's got 50s, he's 47s. You know, have a look and see what you think. You might find one that you like, that you've been looking for. But there it is there in all its glory. I got a simple black box frame there with a white inlay with just a slight black border around between the white inlay and the photo. Let's say that was more expensive than the actual print, but it really sets it off.